Good day, I am Ms. Mbele for Report 191, Management Communication and 4. We continue with our lessons. Our topic for today is Module 7, Summary or Praise Writing. Our reference material for this subject is still the same, N4 Communication and Management Communication, Say It in Plain English by Wade and Steenkamp. For this lesson, we are going to consider page 188 to page 192 of our textbooks. Lesson 6, Module 7. For this lesson, we are going to look at the following topics. Summary or praise writing. We will also look at the notes on how to write our first paper, which is correspondence writing, and also look at the mark allocation for this first paper. Summary or praise writing. In this question paper, which is your first paper, you will have question 1, which is your summary or your praising. You will be expected to read a case study or a comprehension that will be provided. You will summarize it, create a topic for it, and then write the number of words that you have used to summarize that comprehension or your case study. That will be your question 1 for your first paper. Let us look at the guidelines for summarizing or guidelines on how to write a précis. The first thing that you will need to do is to read the material or the case study that has been provided carefully with an understanding. Get the main idea and write it down. That main idea will be your topic or your title for your summary. When you are reading your comprehension or your case study, you will look at the main ideas, and you normally find the main sentences of your comprehension at the beginning or at the end of each paragraph. You will write them down in point form. You will concentrate on the facts that are in your text or the content of the comprehension. Write complete, correctly constructed sentences and follow proper punctuation. You must make sure that you do away with subjective language and rhetoric and illustrations as well as examples. Do not use slang or jargon, and do not use direct speech when you are summarizing. Make sure that the nouns or adjectives that are found in the comprehension are replaced with single substitutes. When you are writing your précis, after you have collected all the information, the main idea, and put down in point form, then you will create a précis or a summary, which is a well-written paragraph, not in a point form. It should be 1/3 of the length of the original text. We will make sure that you reduce the précis to the required number of words, normally 100 words for your summary or for your précis. And then at the end of your paragraph, on the right hand side, you will then write the number of words used in bracket, 100 words, and then put brackets in them. That's what you are supposed to do, or these are the guidelines that you will follow when you are writing your précis or your summary. Notes on how to write your first paper, which is correspondence writing. The first paper will include question 1, which is summary or praise writing, then other questions that will include business letters, your CV, notice and agenda, reports, concise communication, which is email, fax, telephone message, memo, invitation, forms or questionnaires. When you are writing your first paper, you will be given a case study. In that case study, there will be a background information that will be used for all your questions. You will also be given a comprehension. The comprehension is the reading material or scenario that you will need to read. You will read it carefully with an understanding, and you will use it for your summary, and also use it for all other questions as well that are given to you. You will look for information such as the names of people, the names of places, and you'll also look at the case study, check who you are in this first paper or in this organization, if the scenario that has been given is an organization, so that when you are writing your letters, you will put the position that you have been given in the case study. If anything that has not been given, you will also create things such as telephone numbers, addresses. Sometimes they will give you the addresses. You will highlight it so that when you are reading, so that you will remember when you are writing your CVs or business letters, and also your summary, even for your concise communication as well. So that's how you will write your correspondence. Remember, notice that agenda, we will do it in module 6. Mark allocations for our first paper. The mark allocations will consider the format. When we talk about the format, we are talking about the layout. When we're doing the business letters, we said that the address of a sender is supposed to be on your left-hand side, and then the address of a receiver is supposed to be on your right-hand side. You need to have a salutation, a subject heading, and then there's body, there's introduction, body of a letter, conclusion, and then there's the closing of the letter. That is your layout. That is the format. You will be provided marks for doing that format. Even for your reports as well, there is a memo format that you are given, or a form that you are given in order to write your report, or there will be a layout that you will need to follow when you are writing your report. That is a format. So you'll be given marks according to the format that you have followed when you are writing your business letters, your CVs, notice of agenda, reports, concise communication as well. You will also be provided marks for the content and the language. You will need to make sure that when you are writing your sentences, you construct your sentences correctly, and make sure that the language that is used, you use the right language, whether it's the future tense, the past tense, according to the requirements of a correspondence writing that you are writing on that particular question. There is no room for error for this question. The coherent is whereby one idea must flow logically to another idea. Especially when you are doing your summary, which is your first question, you must make sure that there is a flow of ideas, or you are making sure that your ideas flow each other in a logical order. When you are writing your business letter, make sure that there is an introduction for your letter, there is a body of your letter, there is also a conclusion, 3 paragraphs, then you close your letter. That's what we are talking about when we are talking about the coherent. So make sure that when you are writing your first paper, you consider these mark allocations. Make sure that there is no room for error when you are writing your first paper, which is your correspondence writing. Practical activity, you will need to read page 188 to page 192 of your textbooks, so that you will understand what is the summary, what the summary is all about. Then after that, you will need to do practical activities. For your summary, you will do activity 7.14 on page 123, or on page 193 to page 194 of your textbook. In page 193, it's a question. Then in page 194, it's a comprehension, or the case study that you will need to summarize. Read it carefully with understanding and get the main ideas. For all the lessons that we have done on correspondence, you will need to do the previous question paper, which is Management Communication and for November 2019 first paper. You will be able to use all the material that we have done previously, your business letters, your CV, your reports, your concise communication, and your summary as well. So good luck with your studies. Make sure that you consider everything that we have done in this lesson. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your lesson.